Welcome everyone and thank you so much for joining in. So I am very much sure you guys want to find out whether this is going to play out as a Y curves accumulation scenario, or is it going to be more of a three valley and a river where the price so this fake out and start this new trend here to the downward direction, because the area where we are finding ourselves, this is exactly where this point C should be. And that is the reason, guys, this scenario here is going to be a turning point for Bitcoin if the bulls actually want to take control over the market. Because we are aware on my this video, I made it very clear. If we look at this price action, since many were talking about this falling wedge, what I did was I added this Y curves accumulation phase inside this falling wedge, because according to the falling wedge, we are clearly aware the upper line here was an extremely important line of resistance, lower line was an extremely important line of support, because with each and every price retracement, whenever we reach the lower line, we have this falling wedge, we had a really nice support. But in this case, since the price of Bitcoin has broken out of this upper line area, which previously acted as a resistance, now is this a sign that the price of Bitcoin is ready for this new movement, which could be inside this phase Z? And after this phase Z, the price should start this new rally here to the upper direction. But before this bullish scenario plays out, we have to invalidate this one price movement, which is known as three valley and a river, because according to the three valley, before we see an actual breakout type of scenario, the price must invalidate this 62% of A to B, and that is also the 0.618 Fibonacci line. And now if we look at this exact scenario and implement that in this price action, then you can see here, guys, this three valley and a river type of scenario could be unfolding. What I mean by that, if we look at this price movement, right, first valley, right, this is our first valley, second valley, and now this here was the third valley. And after this third valley, price usually starts this new movement here to the upper direction, just like as shown here in example. But this price movement should not close above this point C area. And right now, if I would add this Fibonacci retracement line from this swing high till this swing low, you can see this is exactly where we are getting rejection. Point A, point B, the lower line. And this here, right now, where we are finding ourselves is the point C area. Why? Because this is the 0.618 Fibonacci retracement line. And this is exactly what we have to understand. If it is going to be an actual bullish trend, then this 62% of A to B, this 0.5 Fibonacci line, must be broken at any cost. And right now this is sitting around 49,500 area, and you can see exactly when the price of Bitcoin also approached the 0.618 Fibonacci line, we got a rejection around this point C area, right? You can see that very clearly here. So if the price of Bitcoin is going to find a proper support above this point C area or the 0.618 Fibonacci line, that is around 49,500, and close the daily above that, then this bearish scenario, three valley and a river, is going to be invalid, and we will be focusing more on this accumulation phase from Y curve. In that case, the price should be starting this new move here in this manner, making higher highs, higher lows, continuation pattern from here on. And if you want to look at this in a bit different way, no problem. Let me show you this one very interesting chart. So if you have been following me for a while, you know we have talked about this descending broadening wedge type of scenario. In the past Bitcoin price action, if you look at the broadening wedge, which was supposed to be breaking here to the upside, this happened to fail, right? And now if we look in our case, there is one difference. When the trend here was forming this, we were making more of a lower highs, lower lows continuation pattern. But in our case, this has now started to make higher highs, higher lows continuation pattern. And if you look at the price movement, we have broken out of this upper line area of this broadening wedge, because in the past Bitcoin price action, the upper line area was a strong line of rejection, right? And in our case, even though this was a strong line of rejection, now we have somehow managed to stay above it. So you can see in a daily, this is a very good sign. So if the price of Bitcoin today could manage to stay above this 49,000, right, around that range, that would be very good. Why? Because then there is a very high probability that this movement here could actually continue here to the upper direction. And in that case, if this is going to continue, to the upside, then you can see around this 52,500 is where we will be monitoring the price movement. So that is the reason why for us this daily candle is so important, guys. And what do I personally think? Is the price going to continue this rally here to the upside? I personally believe that this price range around 49,000, 49,500 is going to be an extremely important line of resistance. And if we break that, then we could see some actual price movement playing out here in price action of Bitcoin. Why I'm actually saying you that, let me show you here. So now what we are going to do, we are going to look at this price action in a daily time frame, and I'm using these 4 different indicators. First one is the moving average, second one here is the MACD, third one is the RSI, and the fourth one is the T3 CCI indicator, as you can see here. Now if we combine all of these 4 indicators, is it giving us a confirmation that the trend is ready for this new movement here to the upward direction? And if it's not, what must happen? Because if we look at this past Bitcoin price action, whenever we have seen an actual movement playing out here, the price of Bitcoin has always, guys, always broken the resistance from this green line, which is the 20 exponential moving average, right? And also was able to find support of this red line, that is 50 exponential moving average. Because in the past Bitcoin price action, you can see the green line, which is the 20 exponential moving average, was always a strong line of resistance. But once the price was able to find a proper support above it, we also managed to break out of this 50 exponential moving average and started this new move here to the upper direction. Again, you can see when the trend here was below these moving averages, which was acting as a resistance, once we flip out of it, right, you can see we started this new move here to the upper direction. So that is the reason why we want the price of Bitcoin here in a daily time frame at any cost to stay above this 20 exponential moving average, and that is lying around 49,500 price area. So if the daily is able to find a proper support above this 20 exponential moving average, then the next target is going to be this 50 exponential moving average, which is in this case around 52,800. And if we also find a proper support above this 50 exponential moving average, then this will give us a very, very confident price movement like this one here from past Bitcoin price action. So that is the reason we will be monitoring this price around this 49,500 very, very closely. And now let me also add these indicators here to the downside. Before the price of Bitcoin showed an actual movement like this here, not just only the price found a support over these moving averages, but also if we look at this MACD, it started this bullish crossover. Not just only that, exactly at the same time when the MACD started this bullish crossover, you can see the RSI line also started jumping above 50 level. This red line is lying exactly at 50 level. So whenever you see the RSI line above this 50 level, MACD also crossing this bullish MACD cross, and at the same time the T3 CCI also in a positive territory, this is a confirmation that this trend is ready for this new movement here to the upper direction. This exact happened here, right? And also if you look at this one here, bullish MACD cross, same time RSI line started jumping above 50 level, and also the T3 CCI indicator in a positive territory. And you can see what happened after that. We had this very nice price movement here to the upside. And now if this exact scenario is also playing out in our case, then we want the price of Bitcoin also to show this bullish MACD cross. And in our case, if you look at this, this is a bullish MACD cross. So one indicator has already confirmed. The second indicator, which is the RSI line, it's approaching around the 50 level. So the actual confirmation is not there yet, guys, because if the RSI line starts jumping above this 50 level and also the T3 CCI, you can see we are seeing the T3 CCI indicator entering slowly in a positive territory, right? 2 indicators are already confirming this, but we still need 2 more confirmation from this moving average and the RSI line. So if the RSI line starts jumping over 50 level and at the same time this rejection will be flipped into support, then guys, there is very, very high chance the price of Bitcoin is also continue this rally here to the upper direction. So these are some of the interesting scenario I thought sharing with you in today's episode. If you enjoyed this kind of content, guys, then come on, hit the like button, and for those individuals watching this for the first time, hit that subscribe button and the bell. So by saying this, I'm signing out. My name is Anup. Bye bye, guys.